Bar Talk. My name is Tim Piles. That is Kevin Kent. My, is he dreamy. We got the Skaterboi, Marc Oliver Gould, our special guest. I got a skateboard for you to sign for me.
Perfect.
Let's go get drunk. It's Bar Talk. Let's go. That way.
Yeah, drinks.
Get in there.
Fighting for the bar.
Yeah, let's go. We made it. We made it. Woo! Oh, all right, thanks.
Libations.
Tequila, gentlemen.
You lost my line.
I know. Here, take his.
Oh, yeah.
He's a tough guy. He just doesn't need a lime. Namby-pamby lime.
What are we doing with this? Oh, we're drinking.
Have we started?
Bar talk,
We-
motherfucker.
Bar talk.
Bar talk. Well,
Oh, there
you go.
it goes.
Are we shooting this?
Yeah.
Drinking.
It's
I don't know what
not
I'm
a.
doing. I'm
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
it for the most part, Marc. Welcome to the program, Marc Oliver Gould.
Perfect.
How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you again. You met Kevin, right?
I met Kevin. We met in the parking lot. Solid.
What do you guys do in the parking lot?
You know, things.
Lots of scissoring. Lots of scissoring.
Exactly.
Well, welcome to the show, Marc. We've been friends for a long time.
Like 28 years.
crazy,
Almost 30
right?
years, yeah, man.
Music's been a big part of your life. That's how we're connected through
Yep.
music.
Yep.
But
Yep.
something that we can all share a love of is alcoholic libations.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one of your new projects
Oh yeah,
is
Tiger's Blood. Yeah,
right
where's
here.
the where's the tiger?
We gotta get some tiger's blood up in here.
Yeah.
So,
So-
this is a new seltzer beverage on the market.
Right. So this is, me and my good friend I grew up with had this crazy idea. We, as we get older, as young as we are, we're like, hey, why don't we make a healthy seltzy? So it's a vodka seltzer.
Yeah.
But it's got plus vitamin C, vitamin B, and electrolytes, 0 sugar. And
99
there you
calories?
go. What do you, I mean, I don't know.
5%?
What do you think?
Pretty
5%?
goddamn tasty.
Pretty good, huh? So you can slam 10 of these and more fun, less hangover. So the first night we got this, right? So I ordered it and it comes in from our co-packer and it ships in. I go and it's, I'm like, okay, I've been claiming that it's, more fun, less hangover. We got these vitamins, electrolytes. So I gotta actually kind of test it out.
Sure.
I'm not talking shit. And
How'd that go for you?
it was great. It was
Yeah?
a Tuesday night. Grabbed like 10 of them. Like,
hammered it.
I'm testing them out. Hammered 10 of them. Woke up at 5. Went to the gym. Of course, I was a little. I drank the night before, but
wobbly.
it wasn't 10. It wasn't 10 IPAs. It wasn't anything. So it's been good.
Dude.
I mean, what do you think? So,
Dude,
here's
yeah.
the other thing.
Fuck yeah.
I mocked this flavor after the Hanson Soda Mandarin Lime. I mean, can we get a little
Yeah,
nostalgia here?
legit.
Yeah.
And if you
Sure.
look at the box, you put we actually fortunately were sold out. But if you look at these, the other nostalgia is fruit stripe gum.
Uh-huh.
Oh, holy shit, right?
There
That's
you
what I'm
go.
saying.
And then
Yeah.
what's Charlie Sheen's cut in this company?
No, he's got to pay me.
He's got to pay you. He was the one.
Perfect.
He quoted what? Tiger Blood.
Yeah,
It's a little
I
twist
got
on it.
Adonis DNA.
Yeah.
You got poo-poo blood. I have Adonis DNA. I got tiger blood. That's the one.
So is this available? Like,
It
can
is.
people go out and buy
It's
this?
yeah. So actually, it's available in stores in all coastal cities. So Mission Beach, PB, La Jolla. We have it by San Diego State, right over here, Keg and Bottle. And
Keg and bottle. That's my spot right there.
We produced a lot of it, and we actually are sold out now. So it's still in stores, but we're waiting our next supply to come in, and then we'll repack the city. So it's been good.
That's
Yeah.
killer. That's
Just a
killer,
bunch of
man.
local boys doing
Dude,
some local
congrats.
shit, you know what I mean?
Congrats.
Thanks.
Seriously. Yeah.
Thank you.
Are there any other seltzers that offer the vitamin C and the B
No.
complex?
No, so-
Electrohydrates?
Yeah,
Electrolytes?
so electrolytes. Yeah, so it was it was a lot of research on our part to be like, what do they do? I mean, so the new cans, they actually don't say vitamin C and B complex electrolytes. They just say C, B, and E. Because the federal government doesn't like us saying there's vitamins
Of course.
in our beverage
Ah,
when it
yeah.
comes to alcohol. So
Sure.
the new cans are slightly different, but so that's
Well, here's a good thing.
there you go.
I have 2 sons in college right now.
Nice.
One of them is at SCSU.
Cool.
And I guarantee you, he will be
Seltzers are big with the college kids,
not
huh?
that I condone underage drinking,
Right, of course.
but
because he's 22.
exactly. But the other one's in San Jose State. We don't have anything up there, do we?
We don't, but we definitely will ship it to your son.
Jackpot.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Cheers. Dude, this is actually, I don't want to say actually This shit
got a
is
challenge.
delicious, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
it's good.
see how he does. Let's get you through 10 of these and see how you are at the end of the podcast.
Well, here's
10?
Okay, let's
Let's
just
try
waver this bet
50.
just slightly. There's been like 5 shots of tequila and
Oh,
whiskey
yeah.
before this,
True.
I can't. But then again, this will refurbish your electrolytes and your energy.
Marc,
and your
what
vitamins.
brought you here? What brought you here?
Here?
In terms of
My wife drove.
creating your own. I always love that when people go, "Where are you from?" I go, "Well, I'm from my father's penis originally."
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like,
Right.
"Oh, jackpot."
Yeah, right.
No, but what brought you to?
brought me here.
fucking weird sometimes. Oh my god, I love you
What brought
so
me
much.
here?
I love you. I love you, Tim
I
Pyle.
need to go out shooting with you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're gonna do that next.
Share some life experiences with you.
What
Yeah.
brought you to creating?
So
Yeah.
all right. So I've been in the music business for like
I mean,
We're
you're
gonna
a
get
teenager.
to, and we're gonna get to.
28 years. But then, I started a development company. So I built a bunch of apartment buildings in North Park, San Diego. I've always been a serial entrepreneur. And so I built a bunch of places, and then I kind of went back to the music business, and then I sold a couple of places, and I really was like thinking to myself going, all right, I need to, I want to create a brand or a product that I like mailbox money.
Yeah.
So I was thinking
Yeah.
online business, right? So I called one of my friends who has multiple businesses. I was like, dude, like, what is it? You have an online CBD company. Like, how do I get into this? Like, I just want to like put a couple bucks in, like create a brand and just like sell it online. He was like, no, this thing it actually sucks because supply chain.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I want to, I had, a large. I sold some property, so I had cash I needed to put
Yeah.
somewhere.
Cash
So I was
on
like-
demand.
I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? And then we kind of just started shooting the shit, and we came up with this idea. And Walden and I have been friends forever, and it's just been, it just kind of came to fruition, and then we kind of worked our way through. Some of our friends are really heavy in the beverage industry. I was like, cool, let's do this. And then as a serial entrepreneur, I just kind of figured all the odds and ends, put it together. We went through the tastings, went through the federal government stuff, went through the branding, set up the supply chain, and then all of a sudden it showed up at my doorstep. So it was just, it's a thing.
Well, cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Excuse to drink.
I appreciate
This has
it.
been going on over a year. How long have you been doing this?
So we started this a little over 2 years ago because it took about 1.5 years to build the brand, go through the tasting, and get everything done. So and we self-funded it because instead of going out and saying, hey, we want startup capital, right? We have an idea.
Of course.
Give us a bunch of money, and then we go spend it, and they're like, well, where's our? So we just kind of self-funded it, and it takes a lot to be able to brand something like this, and with an alcoholic beverage, going through federal tax stuff, the TTB they regulate the labeling on the cans, and so we did that. So it took about 1.5 years, and then we got distribution here. We created it and then put it on shelves.
Most of the beverages on the marketplace are from big, large beverage companies, right?
So
how many independent companies like yourself?
So for us, everyone's like, who are you competing with? I'm like, well, technically, our biggest launch is San Diego County. That's it. I don't. All we need to do is take over San Diego. So our biggest competitor is just other local brands, but there's not many local brands doing seltzers. So obviously we're kind of up against High Noon. I'm not going to compete with High Noon. What I can do is because Walden and I grew up here, we know everyone. He's been a promoter since we were kids. So he's got he's got in at Bay Fest. He started all this stuff, the float parties, and the beach movie night, Mission Beach, and he has. Mission Beach SD. He's got Pacific Beach, Instagram stuff. So it's kind of like, okay, how can we, just take over our market? Because San Diego, we're very fortunate when it comes to building businesses. Because if you blow something up in San Diego County, that's $1 billion business.
Yeah, of course.
And then it's spread.
Of course, yeah.
Right. So if you look at surf industry or anything like Kansas, they have
Absolutely,
surf,
yeah.
but they still buy Quicksilver, they still buy Volcom, they still buy
all surf, everything. Yeah.
Right. So. That was our goal, was just to kind of, ground game this, just like we did back in the day with what I did with music. And is that just, flyers, parties, activations, and then get it in there. So,
that's awesome.
It's been good. So, unfortunately, we sold out before we knew it, and now we're here. So.
Are there any bars that carry it, or just?
Yeah. There's a bunch of bars in PB and Mission Beach that carry it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Walden's kind of a staple in
Walden's
PB,
a staple in PB.
You could be the mayor of PB, maybe like I'm the mayor.
The mayor.
Exactly.
The mayor.
I who did all the graphics and design work and came up with some of that.
Our friend Jameson he does all the graphic design and artwork. He created Liquid Force.
Speaking of Jameson, we should get a side pour.
I know.
Since it's bar talk.
I mean, I'm following this guy into the night.
I think
maybe
my
we get
favorite thing
a
is the
side
fruit
pour
stripe
of
thing. I didn't get the fruit
Jameson.
stripe.
Right.
Just bring a bottle.
Let's
damn it,
get
what
a
the hell?
bottle of 3 Jamesons.
All right, so we've got the Tiger's
Maybe we
Blood.
get that.
So we got
vodka seltzer.
so we
It's
got the Tiger's
happening.
Blood,
And
yeah,
you even
man.
got the hipster spelling for seltzer. You
Yeah,
left
I
out-
mean, and
Is it?
And our
look,
company is
they
called
left out
Tiger's Blood Hard Seltzer, but it's
SLT.
HRD, HRD for hard, and then SLTZ. Yeah, that's. I mean, hipster, not hipster. Whatever.
Do you have that tattoo yet, the tiger?
I mean, it's on my dick,
That's
but
pretty
that's
cool.
cool.
Easy, Tiger.
Jesus.
Did Avril see that?
Hard dick.
Well, we appreciate you being a part of this program.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Super cool packaging and product, and
Yeah.
people should try it out. And is it a healthy way to get drunk? Or maybe it is.
Absolutely, it is.
Dude,
It
Ari,
is.
I mean, shit. This is
Gone.
this is just disgustingly good.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Oh.
and I'm not trying to. I mean, I'll suck your dick later, but
Right, exactly.
seriously, this is fucking good, dude.
Why not right now?
And I
You have to wait.
hate fucking seltzers. Seriously,
I sold
fucking
you.
hate. Seriously,
I sold you.
I hate fucking seltzers. I will drink a fucking tequila, fucking anything.
But
I
if
will
I
drink.
give you a case of these, it's the only thing you're drinking.
Dude,
Dude.
just prove. I'm gonna get. All right, let me get one
Is that not
more.
acceptable
One more.
for
Let me get
female?
one more
more,
because this is
bartender.
tangerine. I mean,
Yeah.
and I don't even like tangerine, but this shit is fucking disgustingly good.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how I
Wow.
got here.
I'm worried how he got here. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm worried how he's getting home at this point. Oh man.
Oh,
perfect.
oh,
Okay,
what do you
so
got?
he's
More.
at the-
Vodka?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
try
too.
the kiwi.
Yeah, kiwi. Okay, perfect.
Change it up, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I'll take this
bartender.
one.
Yeah, I want a cold kiwi.
So anyway, so that's how
I'm
I
not
got
done
here.
yet.
But there's a lot of runway to getting here.
Where is the runway?
Well,
Where'd you start?
I was born and raised in San Diego. So I'm a third generation San Diegan. And my great grandparents, they built a house on Little Point as our farm, and then my grandfather went to SCSU.
Little Point?
Little Point.
Where's that at?
Wind and Sea, like.
Okay. Sorry.
And then my grandfather, he used to dive back in the day with abalone or the cove, and so he used to dive. It was 5 cents. They'd take their wool sweaters and wrap string around it as their wetsuits, and they dive for the tourists. 5 cents, they go get abalone. Then they'd shuck them. They'd have all these shells, and then they helped build the Brockton Villa Wall with the abalone. And then he used to go out and spearfish off Wind and Sea, and my grandmother was there, and he had this tire, inner tube tire that had a net. My dad would sit in that net when he was a couple years old, and so we grew up there. And I hear stories about my dad. We had also their house out in El Cajon and a farm there, and so my dad would ride his dirt bike through Mission Valley because it was dunes from La Jolla to El Cajon.
Yeah, of course.
Lots of
And
cows.
then, so my grandfather, he went to San Diego State. My dad grew up here. And then all of a sudden I came around. So that's my history with San Diego.
Tell me about your dad briefly. What triathlete?
No, my dad. So my uncle showed my mom. My dad was just a kind of diehard surfer. So he used to shape in back of Mitch's in La Jolla. He used to have a shaping room back in the 70s.
Yeah.
So my dad and his buddies used to shape surfboards, out of his back room, and that was it. La Jolla wasn't the same back then. It was kind of more of an art culture, surf culture.
Yeah.
And then, so then I met my mom. My mom's from Chicago, but my uncle moved my mom out here. And my uncle Bob Babbitt, he, created, like Iron Man. And,
Okay. It's your uncle.
And then Rocco Merrill, he had a publishing company for competitors. So they were like, we're triathletes and we swim and shit like that. And then he did, then years and years and years ago, he started the CAF. And so, my dad was involved in all that stuff with him. And
The CIF. He created CIF.
CAF.
Yeah.
The Challenge Athletes Foundation.
Yeah.
So they've done wonders for, the Paralympic athletes.
What do we got there?
Jameson. I don't know, whatever you said.
Jameson.
Need help or?
Yeah, set it down.
No, I can't. Hold on.
I can't.
Stop being a fat. Oh, sorry.
So that's my history.
Can't say that
deep
anymore.
And right.
Hey.
Oh, here we go.
Just give him a few more of these. You can say whatever you want.
Right.
We'll get canceled, but.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good at that.
Hey, should we just sip it?
No.
Chug it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So that's my history with this. And then, I grew up between La Jolla and Bay Park. And then I went to an art school down in Paradise Hills. It was, 4th through 12th grade. And that's really what spawned my, music really was. Well, my mom
awesome.
Mom was like, she put me in piano lessons at 3. And then.
Very talented piano player.
Thank you.
Which came to light in Bedford Grove, I
Bedford
think.
Grove, yeah.
More so than Off by One.
Yeah, well, Off by One was, I realized that at that time it was pop punk.
Yeah,
but
Bedford Grove was a more mature Marc Oliver.
It was. That was like the first, besides the other stuff I wrote for other big artists, that was the first like full produced album that I did just myself. And it was trial and error.
When did you start playing piano?
3 years old.
Wow.
Well, and I hated it. I hated
Of course.
I hated playing piano, and my mom was like, "Hey, you no dinner unless you practice." And it wasn't until I was about, I think, 15. My dad.
Do you start beating the shit out of her?
My mom is
kidding.
My mom's 5 foot even, and that chick is probably the toughest woman you'll
We'll
ever
still
find.
beat
Shit out of your mom or
No.
No,
fuck
dude. I'll never. No, she slapped me, mate. I'm 6'2", and she still pushed me down. No, but so I was 15. My dad dropped me off at this party on Soledad. Right, we used to go party at all these. I mean, that's where he grew
my
up.
stomping grounds.
And so, at this party, and there's all these cliques, right? Because I grew up in La Jolla, and it was like UC kids and La Jolla kids, and everyone would always fight. And so, but I knew everyone, so I was kind of like a little bit of an outsider. And one of my buddies was like, there was a fucking huge grand piano, which like a 12-foot grand, which is like $500
mega grand,
right?
Yeah.
And he's like, you should play the piano. I was like, no. And so like he talked me into it. So I sat down and started playing, and within like 30 seconds, there was like
some chick blowing you.
Close. No, it was like 10 chicks, and then like around the piano.
No, seriously.
And then 10 chicks around the piano, and then like also they
came later.
And all the dudes. And like everyone was like,
the dudes are blowing you?
Well, so here's the funny thing is I look up and there's a girl named Heidi. I'll never forget this. She was a La Jolla chick, and she used to throw shots at people like a shot glass at a party. So like when Heidi came around, you're like, oh fuck, dude, don't get her drunk. She's gonna fight somebody. But she was standing there next to someone she fought before, and everyone started singing. And it was kind of in that moment where like everyone was staring at me, and I was like, holy shit. And so like after that, like, well, one, there was a bunch of chicks around the piano, but two, it was like kind of this metamorphosis of, music's this strange thing that like
it is.
You can be next to somebody you hate, but the song comes on, and all of a sudden you guys kind of stop looking at each other. You don't give a fuck, and you're just locked in. And so there's this weird emotion. So then I went home, and then like after that, my mom's like, why are you practicing like 2 hours a night? I was like, don't worry about it. And then, as I got older, then I taught myself.
Get in my room, Mom.
I taught myself how to play guitar, bass, and drums, and then it was like everyone's playing guitar. So I was like, cool, I'll write some songs. So I write music, and so then that's when I started writing that Off by One album, and it was pop punk, and this was 1997.
How old were you?
I graduated high school in '99, so like it was like straight pop punk shit. I mean, there was a little ska in there a little bit, and then it just
20?
kind of evolved. No,
25?
Oh no, how old am I now?
No, how old were you when you were doing this?
Oh, 15 to 19.
Holy shit, dude.
So I graduated high school in 99.
So you were like crushing it.
Well, I graduated high school in 99, and I
Look
signed
at
my
it.
first record deal within a year after graduating high school. And then, we moved to
Wow,
LA, and then,
wow.
and then that's when I was in my studio, and our producers were like, hey, we got this Canadian chick coming in. She kind of sucks, but maybe take her around and...
We should save that for the second half, right?
Is she sucking?
Yeah, we'll get into that. Anyways, yeah, we want to save it for the second half?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Are we getting close to our
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
No.
I keep looking at your
Just keep
direction.
going.
Sorry, keep going.
All right. Well, we get more into it. So, yeah. So then, this is how it evolves. And then
Yeah.
I was...
So I meet him. I'm at 91X back in the late 90s, and there is this gentleman that's coming into our radio station.
Who was the gentleman?
He had a record label. He comes from this like Christian church background.
Yeah,
Hey.
I remember his Christian church background.
Hey, the
Yeah.
Kiwi's legit.
You like the Kiwi?
Yeah.
But it was very interesting. The guy was trying to buy his way into the radio with
Who
his
was
band.
this?
No. So he's talking about
This is the beginnings of Op
Yeah,
1,
yeah,
pop
yeah.
punk band, and this label was what were they called again?
LMC Records.
LMC Records.
So he was under Universal, essentially.
Yeah.
But this
Perfect.
gentleman was coming into like our program director of the radio station, and I think he felt like he could kind of buy his
Bully
way
you in.
into-
Bully you in.
But he wasn't
Bully
going
you.
after for us. He was going after
For
his
the
other
three
bands.
bands. Yeah.
Yeah, his other
Because
bands.
they were the only band worthwhile out of the three, and so you did get some love from 91X and other moderate success.
I got love from you.
Of course.
Well,
of course.
so he had these other bands. He started this label, and then he got like a distribution deal with Universal.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think he was a pretty wealthy developer.
Yeah.
And so he thought that he could create. I mean, his other bands were Christian, right? And then
You
because- what?
You weren't a Christian man?
No, I'm a Jew, bro. So,
That's even funnier.
Yeah, right. So, but then again, like what happened is that, one of my drummer, his family is friends with this guy, and then they just saw us kind of blowing up the scene because in San Diego, like all you had to do was like we'd just pass out flyers and all of our friends they have house parties.
Yeah.
So if you go play a bunch of house parties, all of a sudden you're just playing all these house parties, and then someone's like, "Come play my venue." You bring everyone from the house party, and you're selling out shows before anyone even knows you. But this is also '90s when San Diego was literally the best.
Blink is blowing up. At
Blink
this
is
pump,
blowing up,
so
right.
There's a lot of pop
Right,
bands
and I
in
grew
San
up
Diego.
going to Soma where I would like watch,
Soma Live.
Blink would open the show and everyone
Yeah.
would throw oranges at him, and then it was Unwritten Law, and then Pennywise would headline, and it was like all you had was your long dickies and your tube socks. Of
course.
And you punched people and you had wife beaters and you smoked when you were 13 because that was how life actually probably should be because then we wouldn't be so soft.
Was still
Still
kind of like that.
It
a
absolutely
beautiful
is
time.
absolutely not like that. Not at all. But the point is that like so he just kind of started hustling the radio station, and then we just kind of came around, and at the same time, my guitarist, his like cousin, worked for the Matrix in LA, which was one of the biggest production teams in LA. They've written, Graham, Lauren, and Scott. And Graham Edwards he wrote the hit song to Friends, right? He's from the Rembrandts.
The Rembrandts, yeah,
So the
perfect.
Rembrandts.
And
And they wrote like Bjork's album,
Tim
Ricky
knows.
Martin's album, to fucking Shakira's album. They went across the board, and so we got our demo to them, and then at the same time, this guy kind of signed us, and he was trying to hustle this shit.
Yeah.
But
It was just interesting because that doesn't happen very often. Yes, the labels work bands, but this guy from San Diego that has money, and he's kind of trying to like work his way into it. And it was just unheard of, really, at the time. I think. And
Right.
I think my boss tolerated him, but then there was a little bit of like.
But then again, wouldn't you say like we kind of overstepped him? Because once we all started chilling, it was like the difference was he really actually didn't like us that much, but he wanted to like help out the family that he knew. But then
really?
He really wanted to push the other two bands. Like the other two bands, like they weren't that cool. And they weren't even that good.
Of course.
But what happens is I mean, let's talk about any business. Is like the hustlers win.
What are you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah,
So like
exactly.
here's me and the guys, and we're like literally just running a gambit on every party everywhere. Right. And so it turned out to be where
Tiger's blood.
the luck became where that guy that he's talking about was in LA meeting with probably one of the biggest managers in LA for like the biggest bands. And Matrix guy was walking by the office and he heard them talking about us. And he's like, oh, off by one. Oh, I got there. Oh, yeah, we got to. And so they all kind of like, then all of a sudden they coordinated this and I get a call going like, hey, they didn't say this, but in my head, like, you win.
Yeah.
Come to LA.
Yeah.
And so we went up there, did a demo, and then they were just like, cool, we're gonna solicit your guy to pay for this album with the biggest production company.
Do you think it was not gonna happen, or
no?
Fuck yeah, we're in, all in.
At that time when I was always fuck yeah, that's it. I mean,
Yeah,
like the only thing listen, one of the things you learn about life, right, as you get older is when we were kids, the dream was always the reality, right? So whatever you dreamed of, you knew was going to happen. So like when that stuff happened, there wasn't like you didn't have to think, like obviously I got a couple kids, my wife's pregnant, like now I have responsibility. So now I have to kind of like kind of segregate what's going to happen. Is this going to really benefit my future life? When you're young at that age, I only ever wanted to be a rock star. Not because I wanted to be a rock star for the fame. I wanted to be a rock star because I could play music for the rest of my life, because that's all I knew.
Fuck yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back with more. We have some more stories to hear from Marc Oliver Gould, and probably some more from Kevin here.
Yeah.
Please get him some more shots. He gets more fun shot after shot. And thanks to McGregor's. This place is amazing.
Great.
Try the calamari.
McGregor's awesome.
I love the calamari sandwich.
Fuck yeah.
That's 2 I've had. We'll be back. Bar Talk. And we're back. It's Bar Talk. I'm with Kevin Kent, Marc Oliver Gould. Marc, so good to have you here.
Yes.
Tiger's Blood. How many different flavors are there again?
So, fortunately, we're sold out because we were badasses. But there's kiwi, which you're drinking, tangerine, Hawaiian punch, and black cherry.
Kiwi's fucking delicious, dude.
Oh, there you go.
5%.
5%. Yeah.
All day drinking kind of a beverage.
All day drinking kind of.
As you're depleting, you're repleting.
Yeah. So on our break, we were talking about this. So I asked him a question because in this circumstance of when I kind of blew up in the music business was, Blink was super huge in our city, and Tim was the guy at 91X, and because we were like local boys, there wasn't much room for like really anything else. And when we really came on the heat, like he really took a liking to the fact that we were local boys and we were hustling and we were playing. And so, I guess, I literally asked him, I was like, what really drew you to helping us get to the next level? Because we definitely took multiple levels to being, playing huge fucking 20.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, shit.
Doing great. You have a bottle. That's even better.
I was getting a little concerned.
Man, you know what?
It looked like you were getting thirsty.
Yeah.
I mean, seltzers are wonderful. And I'll tell you what, I did have one earlier. Nice job, bud.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So you're going to carry it at the bar here at McGregor's.
We're talking
about
some deals.
Thank you.
This is how you do it. I'm going to go, hey, I'll give you 3 cases. You buy 3 cases, I'm going to give you 6.
You don't want to see it on film, man.
Absolutely, because I'm going to do it. I achieve what I say.
There you go.
There ain't no...
Maybe we could hoist a little red dress, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys had this before?
No, tell us about it.
This is a delicious Irish whiskey, aged for quite a while, and I will say that
No one loves horror talk as much as me.
The finger.
Is this what this is called? Bar Talk?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
taking 2.
Bring
Bringing me 1.
that down to that guy.
Hey.
Yeah.
Your cousin needs a shot.
Cheers.
Mr. McGregor.
Fuck that guy.
Thank you guys for
right.
being here.
Hey,
Good
Cheers,
luck, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ian.
28 years.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I was 29 when we opened. Can I tell the story?
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Do it.
If it has tiger's blood involved,
Um,
I'm kidding.
No.
Cheers. You and me.
So back in the day,
You know what? I'm never ringing the bell like you didn't.
this gentleman right here, loosely back then, they would come in, all the seals,
Okay.
and off work time.
So this is the better place than
and
Maverick.
it was usually after 20 shots or so each from these guys. And I finally have to walk out and go, "Hey, Kev, talk to the boys. It might be time to get going." You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
And we left.
Oh, they were always
accordingly.
good, but you know,
Yeah.
you got a table full of Navy SEALs, and they're blowing off steam. It's
So it's like
it's a little intimidating.
Okay, so here's the other side of the argument. Is like, what do you do for people who save our country?
Well, that's what
You give them a place to play.
That was my contention.
Right.
These guys bust their fucking ass.
Thank you, Ian.
Yes. Kidding me?
We love it. We love it.
He loves busting ass.
Yeah, left and right. So his new address is 6235 Fifth Avenue in Hillcrest.
All right. Well,
What does that
anyway,
mean?
I just wanted
Was
to
that Riches?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So good.
butt
Thank
love.
you very much. Red breast. Single pot still.
All right, one more and I'm staying.
Oh shit.
Alcohol kills.
This shit goes delicious with tiger's blood.
My day tomorrow's already ruined, so let's ruin her.
What I can say is what I'm impressed about with everything that I've done. I gave him a tiger's blood, and we kind of located on the Hanson's mandarin lime flavor for
What's
tangerine.
the flavor now?
And
Great.
he pulled me aside and he's like, "Hey man, that's actually pretty good." And here's the deal: you can't turn a man from whiskey into a seltzer guy unless it actually is something that is good, right?
Well,
Because here's the thing:
agreed.
I do not like seltzers. So, but what I'll tell you is what I didn't like was going on the golf course or going shooting with my friends or going surfing, drinking a bunch of IPAs and feeling like shit the next day. So then that's why I created this, because I don't want to be an asshole tomorrow.
Just right now.
Goddamn, Mark.
You see what I'm saying?
Goddamn genius.
That, you know what? That should be our one-liner. Because I don't want to be an asshole tomorrow.
No, you're a genius.
Yeah, that's
Seriously.
your slogan.
There
I'm
it
an
is.
asshole tomorrow.
I don't want to be an asshole tomorrow.
Hey, you're a genius.
I don't want
Thank you, sir.
I don't want to be an asshole tomorrow. I like that. That's good.
Well-
Can we put that on the sign, on the sign out front?
You're a
We're gonna put
goddamn
on the-
genius.
Because I don't want to be an
We're gonna put it
asshole
on the menu when we put that in the frozen
tomorrow.
machine.
Right. Can you also add the "my girlfriend's not pregnant," like my girlfriend's not hungry menu, where it's like I'm gonna order, chicken strips and all this shit, but my girlfriend's not hungry, so I'm gonna add $4 here, and it's just gonna add a couple mozzarella sticks and chicken strips added because my girlfriend's not hungry.
I'm pretty sure she's pregnant.
Oh well, my wife. Yeah. But on the menu, it's gotta say my girlfriend's not hungry.
Girlfriend and a wife?
I wasn't gonna say a
That's
fucking word.
first of all, that's really fucking expensive, and I ain't that rich, my
I'm not
man.
gonna ask how you know that.
Hey, I did the same thing, but I gave my girlfriend up for Lent.
Here's the thing: is my girlfriend and my wife are the same person, but my girlfriend's sitting over there on Monday and Wednesday nights. That's our girlfriend nights, and then Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, wife nights.
That's when you have to do the laundry and wash the dishes.
Nope. We go way harder on the wife nights.
Well, that's great.
We'll leave that to the imagination.
Right. I mean, I'm gonna talk shit when you give me drinks.
I don't know. It happens.
We'll give you drinks.
I don't know. You own this place.
And he left the bottle.
Who gave Ian a drink?
I don't know.
So,
Going back to
Thank you.
cheers.
Yeah.
McGregor's 28 years, man. That is amazing.
Can I be as good looking as you when I'm 96?
After you drink 3 or 4 of those.
Ian.
Eddie, yeah, man.
So off my way.
Yeah. So, well, you really, yes.
Golf clap. Jeez.
No, I mean, so the history, Kevin, the history with Tim and I is pretty long, and it's interesting because I mean, I'm just a fucking simple kid from San Diego, but he kind of put us on the map with kind of taking us in on 91X, and then once we were in LA, I was kind of in this interesting position that I didn't realize was basically history making for our generation.
Absolutely.
Well, so it's like we're in the studio and my producer says, you know, we're there. He's like, hey, I'm bringing in this Canadian chick who just signed $1 million deal, but she doesn't know shit. Can you just show her around LA? And so I'm like, cool. She comes in. I'm like, hey, I'm Marc. She's like, hey, I'm Avril. And then like, you know, we started like chilling and we, you know, I used to skate around LA. I gave her I bought her a skateboard, and you know, we started hanging, and then all of a sudden we made this album, right?
Yeah.
And, Skaterboi, Complicated.
Yeah.
We wrote about my ex-girlfriend at the time, that's a ballerina who's in Skaterboi, and
Of course.
and then all of a sudden, you know, she dropped her album, and it's like Avril Lavigne, and you know, we did for a while. We actually were engaged for a while, which, you know, I'd really like to get that ring back. That was completely expensive. And if you see the videos, it's like, Marc, how did you afford that ring? I was like, I slinked a lot of weed for that one. But it kind of, what's great about that one, it put me in a position where we started touring, and then I broke up with her because she's not that cool. But what happened is...
And she didn't really love a Skaterboi.
No, she did, which is why I broke up with her, because she's not that cool. But what it did was it kind of set a precedent for I could write songs. So my band toured the world for 6 or 7 years.
What was your band?
Called Off by One.
Off by One.
And so we toured with we did all the Warped Tours, we toured with Good Charlotte and Blink and all those guys. But what happened was I got a call when our band kind of shut down because I was making a new album by myself because I'm a writer, and everyone was like, I want to be a fireman and I want to be this. And so I'm like, cool. And I get a call, hey, that song you wrote, this band wants, can you come out to New York? So I moved to New York. And then from there, for the next 10 years, it just spawned into me just writing for big artists.
Dude, fucking rad.
So I did. Thank you.
You found your niche.
Right.
Is that something you want to do, though?
Absolutely. No, what's funny is as a serial entrepreneur, I've started this company, 12 years ago, as the music business was progressing, and I was writing for Kelly Clarkson and all these other big artists.
Oh, wow.
What's the Spotify checks like for you?
So I just started. So 2 years ago when we did the Outlaw premiere, we'll go back, but fast forward until 2 years ago, I started. I was like, fuck this. I want to keep recording and release music. So I was like, cool. I'll release a new song every month. And so we started creating music videos and just releasing.
Yeah.
And so those are at 120,000 without promotion. So I put them out and then just kind of ring them up. So they're between 150 to 70,000 plays on Spotify, which, to be honest, what's crazy, the first thing I learned about being a real rock star with my face on magazines because of the Skaterboi thing was I'm a private person. And it's a really tough gig if you want to create music that you want to put out solo or that you want to put out and then have to actually promote yourself. And listen, I'm a family guy. I have kids.
Like Peter Griffin?
I'm a family, yeah. I'm a family guy. I have kids. I have a beautiful wife who's pregnant. My life is geared towards growing the next generation that's stronger than the one that lives now. But,
of course.
But it's interesting because my still dream is to be, listen, if someone was like, hey, we're going to make a world tour for you tomorrow, first question would be, or first saying would be, awesome.
Where's the
second question?
Oh.
Yeah, second question would be, can my family come?
Oh.
And so,
Wait a minute. You wrote a song with Kelly Clarkson. You wrote a song for her?
we are like 10.
So do you get Spotify royalties on these songs that you've written? It's
So what I did was a few different things.
already royalty.
Right. Yeah. So what I did was there was a choice when you're a writer. They say, so I've written songs for a lot of big artists,
Yeah.
bigger than Kelly Clarkson.
Sure.
But it's like, hey, do you want royalties? But they definitely push like, hey, how about taking a ghostwriter cut?
Yeah.
And we're gonna pay you $400K right now, and you just walk your ass out.
Yeah.
And so what I did is some of the stuff, I took songwriter credits. But other stuff, I took ghostwriter credits when my name is never there.
Hey.
But that's also why 12 years ago I started a development company, and I've been deeply involved in real estate for the last 13 years.
Hey.
Mainly because
And good on you.
Well, so here's interesting. So here's the thing is some of the songs that I wrote have grossed probably 20 mil. But the one thing that I'm secure with is knowing that what I've always done is, as a serial entrepreneur, is make correct decisions for the future. Wow. So I could live the dream of being like,
absolutely,
I'm Pharrell. I do all this. Yeah. But then also I have to like film myself. I have to be something that I'm not. And as much as I tried to buy into social media, like, I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, you don't have your OnlyFans page going, Mark? I can see a lot of subscribers.
It's hard.
And you could hustle to
I can't wait to see this guy's old.
It's hard because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the tear down drop of this. So in real estate, we call it the waterfall effect, right? So equity.
Kiss him full on the mouth.
The idea is this. The idea is this. Is if I honestly project some fucking bullshit of who I am, then there's really no value in who I am. And then my kids in the future are going to look at this and be like, oh, that's my dad. And so what I haven't figured out is how to just be. So this is my fault with all this, is I haven't actually figured out how to be just myself in social media without projecting myself to sell something. So some people have done that because that's what the value is why people follow and do all that.
Agreed.
For me, I don't really know how to do it because every time a camera's on, I'm talking to you guys going, we're talking shit. But then the camera's on in front of me, I'm like, hey.
I hear you.
I know.
You know,
that's a gift.
I've been right.
You've given more fist bumps tonight than.
Yeah, well, by the way, it is a gift because there's stickers with the bald face and the glasses. So the brand of Tim Piles is there.
It's actually tattooed on my shoulder.
But I don't have a brand because I'm not fucking Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. Like I might be as pretty, but I don't really fucking know what to do with it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moves ever that this band did, I don't know if it was genius or one of the most stupidest moves ever, but their debut album, the band is called Off by One. You put the CD in, there's no music. Track 1, the album did not start. You had to go to track 2 for track 1. Because it was off by one.
It was off by one.
So by the way, with that, I sat in $1 million studio and Johnny and I got fucking super high. And he was like, all right, what are we doing? Well, this is gonna be track 1, and we were like, no, we're off by 1. And so it's like literally 3 seconds of dead air for track 1, and then you have to go to track 2.
I think what we need to do is a sideboard.
I agree, 100%.
Do we want tequila?
Yes.
Bourbon? Or
tequila?
No, you already asked me. I said yes. If you ask my wife, I'm a yes man. So you ask me a question, I say yes.
Maybe we get a.
You're pushing your luck here.
An aho?
No, I don't need.
Where's
So wait, we gotta finish the stories because we're literally in the
fucking. But yeah.
Are we at the?
Go ahead.
So now.
But I do love this tiger's blood. This shit's fucking delicious.
You know what's crazy is I think we need another one of these, like part 2, because ask Tim, if you really talk about my stories, we'll go fucking 3 days on this shit.
Will we?
Yeah, we will.
Part 3?
Part 2. Definitely lying. I'm a salesman.
No, but I mean, he has the great band Hop by One, great success with that. Then he had this other band called Bedford Grove that was much more. How would you describe Bedford Grove? Because
what do you play?
It was a big band, right? I mean, you had a lot of people.
Everything.
In Bedford Grove.
You literally play everything.
Yeah, like I trained in piano, but I studied guitar, bass, drums. I play ukulele. Yeah.
So I'm trying to cut you out, but so growing up, I had a good friend of mine. His name was BJ Knott. And I'm giving him a shout out.
BJ Knott.
BJ Knott. He didn't do shit, but
great name though.
Played, and granted, we never called him Blowjob because his name was BJ.
That's pretty important because he did some serious shit.
But
for that
no, keep going. I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
The guy, every time we go somewhere, he plays piano. So we get somewhere, you go. And he would start playing Piano Man by Billy Joel. I'm like, oh my God. And I always go, holy shit, this guy is a master. He would start playing,
Did it get him laid?
Of course it got him laid.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because
he could pick up and put it down.
So here's the cheers to that is that like I think a lot of everybody. The public,
I wish I would have known.
The public, everybody that you ever see doesn't actually know how much. When you play piano, there's a serious amount of training. Not that you ever would think of.
I agree.
And you can actually only gather that when you're a child.
Yeah.
It's an abrasive kind of it's a foresight to being able to interpret every emotion you have. Because the piano is literally one of the only instruments that puts it in front of you.
Yeah.
It also really increases math skills, which is also why I'm an entrepreneur. Math.
Okay.
Because the first thing you learn is fractions.
Okay.
So if you learn piano, so I tell everyone that has kids, I say, put them in piano lessons. And if they want to play something else, fine, but have them learn piano. Because the math skills really good. Yeah. I never went to college, but I started a development company. I built a bunch of apartment buildings in North Park. And now I run a 1031 exchange company that kind of facilitates any investment goes from one investment property to another. And then we also have development companies.
Yeah.
But I only learned all this because of math, but I never went to school for math, but I just understood it mainly because of piano. And so I only learned the idea. So here's a crazy thought. Sideboard. The idea of music is kind of a really numbers inception to the world around you.
Oh, wow. It is a sideboard.
So Kevin, music is an inception of kind of like, if you were to do life around you, everything's numbers, right? So okay, we're getting into Matrix.
So this is a sideboard. We're not gonna fucking kill this, but we're gonna just
lick it and sip it.
No, we're not sipping. I'm not sipping. We're taking this down. You and me.
You take it down.
Let's go. No, you're taking it down too.
The sideboard is.
Cheers. Go.
Sip it.
Come on, Kevin. You're a fucking Navy SEAL, asshole. Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna drink it all.
Don't be a pussy.
You're talking to some white dude from fucking San Diego and you're fucking not ringing the bell, asshole. You better drink that.
Right now?
Yeah, I'm definitely losing. So here's the thing about music.
I just like holding your hand.
So what's crazy about music is it's probably one of the most powerful things you've ever had in life. When you're by yourself and you're driving your car and a song comes on that, you feel. How much emotion does that bring back to you, right? So like, think about this. Like, the only time that we are by ourselves where time stops, because you live a life, you run a bit, you do whatever you do for business, you have whatever you have in life. I don't know if you're married or not.
I'm going out my foreskin.
But well, I'm not because I'm Jewish. So, but the point is that you have so much thought in life every single day.
I have a visual. I'm sorry.
But music comes on the radio.
Yeah.
Everybody. Anyone here at this bar, anyone sitting next to you, is that a song comes on. What happens in your life?
So how does Skaterboi make you feel when you hear it on the radio?
You want to know how it makes me? You want to know, honestly, on camera, you want to know what really makes me feel? It's a moment in life that I carved out for something that I was involved in.
Yeah.
There's nothing more. I don't feel special about it, but everything I've ever done with music was something kind of inspirational for, you cannot lie to me that when you're by yourself and you're listening to music and that song comes on, you don't stop and think about your girlfriend from high school or your mom or anything. There's a deep kind of like vibration that happens, and you might not think about it, but there's a few of us who kind of like, listen, man, I've built my life off of understanding society. I lived in Hong Kong, I lived in London, I lived in New York, and I did that to write albums by myself, only because I got to witness the society that was evolving around me. Want to know something crazy, especially as Americans, is everyone's really the same. You see people like come together over love. You see people have their first dates. You see all this shit. And so we don't actually give it enough appreciation and we write it off because as men, we live by our balls.
Yeah.
We don't ever want to be undercut.
Yeah.
We want to be men. But when you actually shed all that, think about it. What does it actually give you? Gives you some crazy feelings that you almost strangely don't touch. So that's music. So like what I realized back to when I was 15 and playing this, and I was at Soledad, and all of a sudden
play? I mean, you play everything, obviously.
Piano.
Have you been listening to the podcast?
No, but I mean,
he plays everything.
I play everything.
No, but I mean,
Skin flute.
Absolutely. In D, I play a skin flute in D.
Do you play the skin flute?
Right, baby?
I used to play the slobber and blues on the Dixieland meat whistle.
That's good. Exactly why you live on 5th Street in Hillcrest.
Yeah.
No, but think about it. It's crazy because if you strip yourself down from all of our like manhood, our testosterone, our blood, is that like what's nuts is you have that song. You get in your truck. Because I assume you drive a truck.
No, I don't.
And it's probably lifted.
All right, fine. No. 2006 Civic lowered on some fucking rims.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Is that one of those damn cyber trucks?
Okay, my point is when you get in your car, there's a song. So, right, amazing, because that's what my dad made me build for my first car, 64 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Nice. Shit.
Well, he told me I had to, I don't, but he told me, I asked him if I wanted a car, and he was like, cool, build it. And I was like, any car? So I went to the junkyard, got a 64 Cadillac, and I built a 429 V8, and I built that shit, and it was beautiful.
Nice work.
And I got it. Oh, yeah. And you know what the hardest thing was? Not the engine, the front end. The front end sucks. Yeah. But then I built a 1972 CB350G, which is my bike, which I also died on. Nice. But the point is when you get in your car and no one's around, you play a song. You absolutely play a song.
What's your song?
You know, I go through many phases. So part of me never listens to music when I drive because there's a lot up here and I can't fucking think straight. The second side is there's three sides to this. The second side is I listen to a lot of shit that like gave me inspiration. Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, like some pretty deep shit.
Fuck yeah.
The other side is, and I never wanted to admit this as a child, but I will now, is, you know, there's some country shit.
Yeah.
That really gets you. And I also still love like a lot of the pop punk stuff.
Okay.
But what's crazy is what I challenge is I'll write a song, and I can turn it into a punk song, a pop song,
There you go.
country song, a hip hop song, because I'm going to take the verse out and just give you the chorus,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, no, I like that Jack Daniels. What's that song, baby? What's his name? The fucking that song. That's like what? Shabuzi. Love that fucking.
What's that?
That's an artist.
No, but what's the song? Whistle it. Yeah. Anyway, the point is that like.
No, that's awesome. Yeah.
You're living your dream, man. You've been doing this for many years, creating great music.
Yeah, well, because of you.
Your horrific accident.
Because of you.
Too briefly that you almost died.
Oh yeah,
This guy.
multiple accidents. Yeah, I was in a coma 3 years ago. Yeah.
You're in a coma?
Yeah, 3 brain surgeries. Yeah, no.
Cover it all.
And 10 years before that, I got hit by a car on my motorcycle and died as well, and had 10 surgeries. And, yeah, but 3 years ago, I did. I crashed on a skateboard without a helmet, and I hit my head. And you know what's funny is when I woke up from my coma, the first call I made to one of my friends, and he literally was like, "Oh, that's what the Skaterboi will do." No.
How long did you try to keep that? Like, you obviously have never like promoted that as a thing. Like, I'm the
Skaterboi?
I'm the Skaterboi. I'm the Skaterboi.
Well,
You've kind of that kind of finally figured it out.
So what happened was with the Skaterboi thing is actually when it actually came out originally, years and years ago.
You have to remember, things have changed so dramatically. Like, that time period was a time period when everybody paid attention to the same things. You know, it's before the phones and all this stuff. That's kind of a magical thing to be a part of. I know maybe it might embarrass you a little bit.
It actually doesn't embarrass me anymore. So let me ask you. So what can happen from the world actually finding out? Because if you go on Google,
nothing.
They talk about Tony Hawk. They talk about
nothing.
Derek from Sum 41, which he's a little bitch, and all this other shit.
Issues.
Well, yeah, because I punched him in the face and knocked his fucking socks off. The other side of this is.
There you go. Hey,
how many more minutes did we have here? Why did you punch Derek Whibley from Sum 41? That was her husband after, or she married him, right?
Yeah, no, she was dating Paris Hilton. He was dating Paris Hilton, and we were at Warped Tour. And he was doing donuts in her little Mercedes coupe. And I was walking to the stage, and he almost hit me. And so I was like, I knew you little bitch was fucking such a pussy. And he's like 5'2".
Yeah, he's a tiny guy.
He jumped out of the car and he ran to me. And I've been boxing for years, and he ran at me, and my first inclination was to punch. And I just threw a punch and knocked him the fuck out. He fell on the floor, and then Paris jumped out of the car and was yelling at me. And I
knocked out my girlfriend.
And then I went to my stage and played a set. And then 6 months later, I broke up with Avril. And
she called you?
No, I called her.
Text me.
No.
I want to get wet again.
No, I called her and was like, "Yo, this is over. This is over." And then a couple months later, Derek, he started dating her. And, I was my wife is here, so, but I'll say.
Pretty open.
Yeah, because my wife. Well, first of all, I married her because she is literally the best woman and she knows everything about me.
Dancer.
But here's the thing. So then we were at a Playboy party and I met Paris, and so I
panties on.
Actually, I took them off and I sent a picture to Derek of me with Paris naked, and I sent him to Derek from Sum 41, who was dating Avril at that time. Going like. Trade ups. That was the only thing I said. It was just kind of fucked up.
On that note, I think we have to wrap it up here.
No, we don't. 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes.
Well, I'm getting...
So anyways, let's get back to the whole point here.
What does she have to say about your uncircumcised penis?
It's huge.
Okay.
I grew up my foreskin. Everybody can do it.
Yeah. So,
do it.
So here's the point about all this.
What's the point?
I'm going to tell you.
Growing foreskin?
No. Is
Tiger's blood makes
no.
you grow your foreskin. Oh.
Life will bring you a lot of shit. If you handle it correctly, you end up on top. And hence the hot wife over there with being pregnant. And the point is listen, man,
old?
we're
having a kid again? My God.
I'm never old to have kids, man. I'm gonna fucking have kids till damn fucking 90. There's nothing better than putting good people in this world. I will also say that. So now, let's talk about now. We have a minute and 30 seconds.
No, we're done.
Now I run a development company.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What are you developing?
We develop a bunch of income properties in San Diego.
That's boring. We want to talk about Avril Lavigne.
She was a skater.
So listen. If you got income property, bring it to me. I'll 1031 the shit out of your motherfucker.
This is the focus. Tiger's Blood is available.
Tiger's
Dr.
Blood.
Seltzer. Let's blow this.
I only feel safe because he's got a gun. He's gonna take care of me.
To blow this shit up.
5 minutes. Oh, okay. Here we go.
What happened to 1 and 2 minutes?
5 minutes. Okay. So, all right. Let's
Go ahead.
Let's get back
So-
to your uncircumcised.
Tell us something else.
I'll tell you something else. So you know what I did with everything that I learned was as being a hustler by grade is I built a couple apartment buildings in North Park. And so I started a development company.
We could get a side pour of whiskey.
I agree. Yeah.
Side pour.
Kevin, sit down. Actually, it's kind of in front of you, and we have shots here. So here's the deal. So, Kev,
No, red press.
if we want real stories,
I'm good.
if we want real stories about real men, I'm about to give it to you.
Boom. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Listen,
Send it.
just because you've shot some dudes, I've definitely hit some dudes over the head with Louisville sluggers.
Does
So,
Logan drink on the podcast?
Yes.
He does?
Fuck yeah.
so,
All right.
so
Fuck that guy. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
So here's a tie up to everything we talked about.
Go ahead.
What I've learned about life was that like the only thing that's important to me personally.
Tim.
We talk about the fame, Kev. I'm talking to you.
Yes, sir.
Tim
Yes, sir.
We talk about the fame and all this other shit. The only thing that's truly important to me is my family. Having an amazing wife, breeding amazing kids that aren't
Breeding.
amazing, that are not soft.
He's a breeder.
Well, that are not soft. That are not soft. And yeah, thank you.
Sir,
Thank you.
I agree.
But this is so if you talk about everything I've been through in life, right? So we have all the music, we have the development, we have Tiger's Blood, and here I am now is that I think the only thing that's ever been important to me is having an amazing wife and amazing kids. The only thing that you're ever going to be or have when you lay on your dying bed is your woman and your children. So
Great.
we all search for this instant gratification.
Agreed.
We're going to film ourselves. We're going to TikTok. We're going to Instagram. But if we have a moment to be able to instill a future benefit to the people around us,
Yes, sir.
is why can't we teach them how to be a hustler, how to understand the world around you, to be able to take advantage of the business that is here. Yeah. What we have to learn is that, one, the only thing I learned about business, of doing business, is that I pay everyone around me. I make sure everyone gets paid.
Yeah.
Why?
Everyone.
Why? Because 90% of the people around me, they haven't quite figured it out, but they need to be paid. So I will always be paid second, but they will be paid first. So with everything I do now, like I run a investors 1031 exchange. So that's a 1031 exchange company, which trades investment properties for people, which means you don't have to pay taxes. On the other side, we have development companies building all this shit. But I don't take any clout in doing anything.
Yeah.
All that I do is facilitate.
We're at
You're already the skater boy, dude. You don't need any clout. You're the fucking skater boy. To the skater boy! I'll drink to that. All right. Cheers, guys. That's the skater boy right here.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a better name for myself over here, Kevin. Yeah.
I don't care about any of that. I don't care about this. Skater boy. He is the skater boy. People want to know, inquiring minds. That's a skater boy right there, bitches. Just ask Avril Lavigne. Let's do it. Bar talk. Let's do it. Bar talk.
Bar talk. Tiger's blood.
Somebody give this guy a ride home, please.
We're on the deep track with Tiger's blood over here.
No.
Tim, will you take us home? Take us home.
Just let a professional do it, okay?
Okay, right.
Thanks for watching Bar Talk. Yes, this is a streaming show, not a motherfucking podcast. He's got the party hat on. This has been Marc Oliver Gould. Please check out Tiger's Blood. It's a great. Thank you, sir. It'll get you a little hammer, but it'll also replenish all those things you need in your body for no hangovers. And more importantly, Skater Boy for life. Something you will never live down. Marc, thank you so much for being again. Had a ball, man. Your brother from another mother. I love you.
Tim has made my life come true.
Cheers, guys.
Wow, there's more whiskey.
Well, she sits there, blinking that blue plastic lighter in some hotel somewhere. Never South Dakota where I met her. She came to meet somebody else. When she said I was close to nothing, dashing, felt the old, said it as she spilled out of her clothes, right in my front door. Then she said her name, I forgot to notice it. Too lost in her lips as she drew on a cigarette.
My Tiger's Blood. And my co-host, Kevin Chen. Having more fun.
Sing from a past that had slipped away without her. Pottery, potholes,
thanks for watching Bar Talk. Yes, this is a streaming show, not a motherfucking podcast. But don't have a hangover. Scared, keep your 10 drink. No hangover. Kevin Ken, on the other hand, I'm a little worried about it. Yeah. Bar Talk.